what do we got with the struggle session in the background here?
This is Xi Zhongxun, which is Xi Jinping's dad.
Yep.
Now, that might look shocking. Why would all these communists in China be struggle sessioning Xi Jinping's own father, a very high-level CCP official? Why? Well, that's it's because he was a little too revolutionary in his thought, right? Now, there was a lot of purges around Mao Zedong's time. And the problem with that was even the good, like when I say good communist, I mean somebody that had the ideology of wanting to be equal and help people. There were people in the Communist Party that believed in those things, right?
Sure.
It was an ideology. And Mao Zedong, unfortunately, was just an insane, petulant dictator that wiped out everyone that got even close to his power, or even remotely even
like
made him
slightly
paranoid.
threatened his power. Yeah.
Not even people that challenged him, people he
questioned
perceived.
him.
Or questioned him.
He's like, "Do you like pork?" And the guy's like, "Not always." It's like you're out of here.
You're done.
Yeah.
Right. And it created this horrible, poisonous environment where millions of people were purged around China, whether they were teachers or they're officials or whatever, right? And so, Xi Jinping's dad got caught up in this.
Sure.
Anyway,
what's the reason for showing it?
The reason for showing it is a very, very famous quote that's been unearthed and been going around China and getting censored.
Okay.
Which is very, very, very amazing. I think it's fantastic.
Okay.
And what I want to introduce one more thing that he did.
Okay.
People always talk about the special economic zones.
Yes.
He's the one that came up with them.
Oh, he came up with the idea?
He's the one that gave Deng Xiaoping the idea.
Oh, interesting.
So he handed it over, and he said, we'll create the 4 special economic zones, and his report was the one that was received and put into action.
Okay.
For Shenzhen. He's the reason for Shenzhen.
That's excellent. Yeah.
Now, go forward, because he was released from prison in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
And then got back into political power. Can you read his quote?
He says, Mao's mistakes have been corrected. The new constitution, modified in 1982, will prevent a dictator. I doubt my bastard will
Any
be...
bastard.
Oh, sorry. I said my bastard because I see Xi Jinping's next to him. Sorry. I doubt any bastard will be a dictator in the future. Yeah, sorry. I'll get out of there so you can see. There he is with Xi Jinping. Yeah, interesting.
Isn't that an incredible quote? And it's true. He was a reformist.
Yeah.
He was always seen as somebody that wanted to make sure that the party was always serving the people.
Yeah.
And no one could ever achieve, like there were limitations put on people to make sure there was no dictator status.
This Xi Jinping obviously has big daddy issues and he wants to like spite his dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's like, oh, really, old man?
Oh, yeah. I'll be the worst
I'll be the worst bastard dictator.
I mean, he hasn't achieved Mao's level yet, but I think he'll get there.
He's getting there, dude.
He'll get there for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you say that's being censored, but...
Yeah, well, it's going around in different ways. There's different ways of rephrasing it and using letters instead of characters and things. Or talking about the quote. Talking about, oh, look at the quote. Right?
Yes.
And so that's kind of being hushed right now.
Yeah.
This was just a really good English representation of it.
I like it. I thought
it was a good one.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So do you know the equivalent? So you guys know in America, at least, most Americans will know, or I should say Western people that know Western culture.
Yeah.
Or lack of culture. You know what mumble rap is? It's like those Xanax rappers with face tattoos. They're young teenagers. They're SoundCloud rappers, right?
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can picture what that is.
You know
it's like those island boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Good job.
If they just disappeared off the face of the earth, this would be a better place.
I don't think
you know
they're
what I'm saying?
around, are they?
I mean, the fact that they inhabit the same globe.
The island boys?
Yeah.
Anyway, China has their own equivalent, right?
Okay.
And there's this whole internet subculture of I shouldn't say internet, of tough guys.
Sure.
We call them 黑社会.
Yeah,
like
that means mafia.
Mafia, but it's also just like a thug. Right?
Yeah, a thug.
And they always go around and they'll make these videos like threatening people. And
Right.
they'll always smoke a cigarette. They'll be shirtless. They'll have tattoos, and they'll show a knife.
Yeah, like a cleaver or something.
They'll be like, I'm your mom. I'll F your mom. You know, I'll kill you.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Sure.
That's ubiquitous around China. But you get young kids that grow up in those households that copy their dads.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is a very good example.
Oh, so these are the young kids doing
This
it?
is not a joke.
He's got a potty mouth. He's got such a potty mouth, this little kid.
Smoking, you got tattoos, you got like Roblox swords or whatever.
Yeah, he's got like a
Scimitar or
like
some
it's like a display katana, you know, for like cosplay.
Anyway, China has the equivalent of this. Is this gangster? You know this exact type, right?
Yeah.
It's such a shame to see kids emulating that.
Yeah, of course.
Such douche scum culture.
That's what happens if
to
you don't bring
copy
your
that.
kids up right. They end up doing this.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people like that. Everyone hates people like that. Just to remind everyone, because there's this massive propaganda campaign going around, but only in English, not in Chinese.
Yeah.
From China to tell people outside of China that VPNs, so using a VPN to jump over the Great Firewall of China and unblock the internet and see everything like YouTube and Twitter, all the stuff that's blocked, that's legal. That's fine in China. But they won't tell that to their citizens because actually it's illegal in China. You can go to jail if you use a VPN, right?
Correct.
And every time something makes it to the public, we like to remind everyone out there that Chinese people, it's not legal for them to use a VPN. That is a psyop from China to make you think that Chinese people can be free.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's yet another person. The illegal act of Cheng Da-peng to connect to the international web without China's pre-approval is confirmed. So I blocked out his identification number from his ID.
Yeah.
But yet again, another case, somebody getting in trouble for using a VPN.
Yeah, you have to understand that very often you can get away with it. But if you post something critical of, say, the government of Xi Jinping on Twitter, that's when they'll throw this book at you.
Yeah.
You know, that's when they'll be like, oh, you used a VPN to access the international web. That's illegal. Now you will face consequences.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how it works. But once again, it's just proof that this is a real thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So here we are. Oh my! Hitler!
The guy looks like a trash bag, you know?
I love my job. I love the kids.
Young girls, transvestites, transsexuals. Take those panties down.
Oh, that's weak. Kiss like you mean it.
Oh my.
Oof.
This is a gross episode. Gross people.
Gross, yeah.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs.